Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Gilberto. I'm a software engineer, and in this channel I'm sharing what I'm learning or revisiting, recycling my knowledge. In this series of video, we are discussing Java testing, and this is the second video. So if you don't know the first video, there I'm explaining what we will learn, what we will revisit, and things like that. Okay, just to give a brief to you, let me show my screen. And this was what we discussed in a first video. Let me just adjust it a bit. Yeah, okay. So what is a unit? What we will see: Journey, Unit Basics, Unit Advanced, Mockito, and TDD. There's some things that we will learn in this series of video. Nice. Today, my goal is just to answer the question, what is a unit test? So it will be a very fast video, but very valuable for you if you don't know it. If you know, you can just recycle your knowledge with me. So let's go. Try to answer to me what is a unit test. Put it in the comments, and then I will give you my answer now. So here, um, a unit test, I call this just UT, is a very small method you can consider in that way, but the purpose of this method is to test some part of your code. And the trick here is that we are discussing unit test, not integration tests. So this part of your code, uh, in this test, I will not consider testing the dependencies of the tested code or even some in the integration. For example, uh, retrieving when I retrieve some data from the database. In this case, I need to make a mock. We will learn about it in the future. But right now, you need just to understand what is a unit test. But in other words, unit test is a method that will test some part of your code, and it will test a unique functionality. Okay, that is what I wrote here. Nice. Some details about unit test. I have an graph here that is showing uh, an example of method that is common in our code. This method is to validate an email, is email valid, and I receive a string that is the email that will be tested. For this case, I will contain, for this method, this functionality, I will have a lot of validations to check if the email is valid or not. Because of this, in this case, in this graph, I'm representing that I have 3 unit tests. I can have more or less, it depends of my goal. 3 or more unit tests to test one unique functionality. Okay. When it is executed, we will see some signs in our IDE, because if the space it will be green, if not it will be red. Don't worry, I will show it to you. We will code together some tests, so just get the ideas here, because it's what matter for now. Okay. Here below I have an example of code, but again, don't worry, we will code together. It's just a simple example to pass through the theory as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. So an example of code here, I have a class calculator class, and I have a method that will, let me see if I can give a zoom here. It's not so good. Yeah, but an integer division, a method that will perform an integer division. Okay, and here below I have my unit test. And the pattern in this case, let me see. Oh, nice. I can zone in here. Like I said, class calculator method to apply an integer division, to perform an integer division. And below, I have a unit test using JUnit, okay? What is the format here? First, the name is a little different. You can see that we do not following the patterns we are used to see when we are coding a client code, okay? And we have an annotation here, an annotation, a robot test to indicate that it is a test. In my body, in the method body, I have an arrange that is instantiating the calculator. There is several ways to do it. Let's keep things simple and follow this example. So on arrange, and then I'm performing the division and I have the result. I'm acting here. And then I'll try to assert to verify if given that I have an input, the output is what I expect. Okay, that's what I want here in this assert. So I'm using the method assert equals from the unit, and I'm saying here that I expect the result 2 because in my integer division, I'm informing 4 as a dividend and 2 as a divisor. And it should return 2. Okay, because of this, 2 is expected. And then in a second param of the assert equals method, I have the actual result. It should match. If do not match, if it fails, the message 4 divided by 2 should have returned 2. Okay, that's it. This is the basic structure of a unit test. We can change it a lot, improve it a lot, but it's the most simple way to explain what is a unit test. One important details, the unit test generally is very fast because you will not deal with integrations. Like I said at the beginning of this video, you will deal only exclusively with your Java code in that method. If you have some injection of other class, you will mock it. You make it fake. Okay, I will explain what is mock ahead in the series of video. Yeah, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's very fast, and put your doubts in the comments and I'll try to answer to you. Bye. Have a good day.